This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Apparition Scents, an outdoor and sporting goods company based in Dilliner, Pennsylvania. All of their scents developed and hand bottled with strict attention being paid to every detail. Contact them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com. 100% lethal or your money back guaranteed. Get a hold of them today at 724-998-7646 or check them out at apparitionscents.com.
Folks, welcome to another episode of On the Limb Podcast with Nature's Voice Game Calls, where deer camp becomes a reality for every listener. Join us as we talk God, family, country, and everything outdoors. Kick back, relax, and have a listen. Now, here's your host and co-host, Mike and Dan.
Welcome back, folks.
Woo!
Woo! How you doing out there, Dan?
Oh, I'm doing chasing that cheddar.
I hear you. Well, we got about a week and a half left here in West Virginia.
Yeah, about a week and a half.
Turkey season, so we got not much left. Not seeing many birds hit the ground either. We were just talking about that right before the podcast. Last week we talked about turkey numbers and how they'd been down with Connor Booth from Monroe County. He said that he had seen some, he's noticed that the turkey population there is down pretty heavily. So that episode will be airing next week. Our episode with Outcast Outdoors dropped today, so be sure to check that out. That was a great episode where we talked bow fishing with some of Dan's good buddies there.
Yeah, for sure. Picked up new partner. Still waiting the promo code to announce it, but until we get that, you guys can go check them out at aquacase.net. They're your waterproof case and bag experts. Also, be sure to head over to Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to your podcast. We're there. And don't forget to use Podcast 10 at checkout with outdoor-pro-shop.com for 10% off your order.
That's right. So, I'll send a follow-up email. I've seen a couple, but they're pretty busy, I'd say, with summer coming up, spring, everybody getting outdoors. So, Caleb, welcome back into the studio.
Thank you.
How you been, buddy?
Good.
Been a little busy for you. You're in the process of moving.
Yeah, moving, killing turkeys, working, everything in between, but we're back.
Pull that up there a little bit.
How about now?
There you go. There you go. Right there.
Doing a lot of moving. Just trying to kind of get things kind of moved over to the new house gradually, so that way the wife doesn't have to. But done some turkey killing. That was great.
Yeah, so the turkey tour of 2025 has come to an end, really, for you.
Yeah, it's dwindling down to pretty much nothing. I've got a couple more good hunts with some good friends. Me and Jason Hart are hunting this weekend at the TAC event.
Go ahead and keep talking there. I'm gonna switch you out because Dan, I think that channel is the one that's messed up.
So,
No, that's not good.
Technical difficulties. Do old mic swap.
Old mic swap.
Test. Ooh, very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. Yeah, it's like if I turn my head, it gradually, it doesn't like pop in and out.
Gonna have to warranty that out there on the.
Yeah.
Maybe sending us a new board.
So,
Good day.
yeah, the turkey tour's been good. Just trying to soak up every last second of spring that I can get while I can. Might burn a day or two of vacation here in the next week or so just to kind of scratch the itch here in West Virginia. But I haven't got it done in West Virginia yet. But to be fair, I've yet to be behind the gun. Necessarily. Now, not to say that I've been overrun with turkeys every time I've not been behind the gun, but I don't know. It's just different when you hunt by yourself sometimes. Me and Luke Humphreys were talking about that the other day. Sometimes it's just needed. So.
Yeah, for sure. So like we was talking, the tour, it kind of kicked off for you where at Florida this year.
Yep. Started
Nice.
off in Florida.
So with going
There
to
we
Florida, that completed your Grand Slam, but did you not complete the single season Grand Slam this year as well?
No, yeah, yep. So I finished the single season Grand Slam this year. Pretty excited about that. Honestly, once I killed in Florida, I didn't really care about the single season slam, per se. I mean, I had it in the back of my head, but I was just so glad to get that Osceola.
Yeah,
Right.
they gave you some issues there, didn't they?
Man, public land Osceolas, they're a nightmare, and it's not because the birds are like that hard to kill. It's just the number of hunters that go to Florida every year. It's crazy. It's overwhelming. I mean, if you show up at a gate at 4:00, you're probably the 50th to 70th truck in line.
Good
Wow.
Lord.
Think about that. So, yeah, it's pretty daunting to get it done, but it absolutely can be done. But you've got to have a lot of perseverance, and sometimes you'll go 2, 3, 4 days. The longest I went in Florida without hearing a turkey was 6 days.
Wow.
On the 6th day, I heard one and called it in, and it come on the weak side. Luke was with me, and I pretty much would have had to swing my gun across Luke's face to shoot it. It's not
Nice.
it's not worth being stupid with a gun, but I did think about it. I'm just kidding. But no, so super glad to get Florida over with. It was a good time. I tagged out down there. My buddy John tagged out. A bunch of boys in camp killed, so that was a pretty good time. We drew a quota, and we all killed on that quota. And then I was a guest for the quota, so I had to hunt general public for the rest of that week and ended up killing my second bird, so tagging out. So
Nice.
so both on public land. The quotas are nice, but man, they're really hard to get. So
Right.
we've been putting in for them for a while, and finally got And don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of people that hunt those quota lands, but
For somebody going, is that the best route, you think?
the best route is going with an outfitter. 1,000%. If you want to save your sanity,
Yeah.
and if you say I've got 1 year to hunt Florida, I can't afford to go every year because I'm life, job, kids, house, wife, whatever, finances. If you say I've got 1 year to hunt in Florida and I have to kill, go with an outfitter. And not to say that you'll guarantee tag out, right? But just the terrain and the habitat is typically just absolutely primo. And private land in Florida is so hard to find. Literally, I mean, I've never found any. So if any of you are watching this and have private land in Florida and willing to let a man kill a turkey, call me.
Chime in right now.
Yeah, call me. So, but no, it's just really hard to get private. So I definitely recommend an outfitter. And you can do you don't have to do a guided hunt, right? Like a lot of places you can just pay for the private land access. So if you're kind of one of those guys that are pretty confident in your ability to call in a turkey and kill it, and you don't really want a guide kind of showing taking you around the property or nothing like that, then I recommend going with a semi-guided hunt or something like that. But if you're if you're kind of shaky and you're I for sure need to kill, then I would recommend going with a guide and just outfit it, and you'll probably save money instead of going to Florida for 5 years like I did.
5 years.
Yeah, but I was chasing the public land slam.
Yeah. No, I got you.
So-
Yeah. So 5 years and you've completed that single season. That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a heck of a feat for sure.
I had some pretty good call sponsors.
Yes, you did.
This guy.
We'll talk about that one here in a little bit.
Sure.
We talk
Sure
about
will.
that. So Virginia, you went there next, and that was for a youth hunt. You took a youth out.
Yeah. I took Sawyer out. My buddy Corey, me and him took little old Sawyer out, and
How old is Sawyer?
Sawyer's probably 12 or 13 now, if I had to guess.
This his first turkey hunt?
Oh, no.
No?
This kid's killed several turkeys.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, being kin to Corey, he's going to have to.
I got you.
Oh, shoot, Mike. You might need to take lessons from him.
Yeah, so Corey back in the day, my buddy Corey,
Was Dan talking or was that Dave? It's I was like, I thought I heard the old sound guy there for a minute.
Man.
Put him on a skewer and roast
Well,
him
The
cook.
sad thing about that, you wouldn't hear him because he never showed up.
he's roaster.
Dave's probably at the house washing his son. Man,
We love you, Dave.
We love you, Dave.
Screw these guys.
But anyways, Dan's the one that started the fire. He always puts the kindling in there, and he's ready to
Oh,
go.
yeah, he's a stir. He's got
I
a
just
stir.
wait for somebody to burn it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, go ahead. Sorry.
But so no, we took Sawyer out, and I only got to hunt. I think it was one day is all I got to hunt, and called in 2 longbeards, and they were at like 40 yards. The closer one was at like 40. The backbird stayed at about 60, and just gobbling and strutting and just doing it right.
Stayed in that zone.
Yep, stayed in that zone, and I'm like, Sawyer's on a tree like 5 yards to my right, and Corey's on a tree like 5 yards to my left, and I'm filming. So I'm sitting there,
Oh, nice.
and I like hear a hen off to my left, and I look over towards Corey, and Corey's eyes just get real big, and he said, "There he is, Caleb. There he is. Tell him to kill him. Tell him to kill him." And I look back into the viewfinder of the camera, and the turkey's like dead in the middle of it, full strut facing us, and he just goes, and I'm like, "Kill him, Sawyer. Kill him." And I don't guess Sawyer could see him. I don't know how. I think Sawyer got mixed up and he was watching the backbird.
Oh, okay.
And this one's at like 40 yards, just losing his mind right in front of us. And I'm like, kill him. So, ended up taking a crack shot at him as kind of they were leaving and missed, which happens to everyone.
Happens to the best of us.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, don't use new products. Old trusties.
Stick to old trusties, he says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so that was a pretty good time. After that, we hit. I don't know. What do we write?
You
down?
went-
I lost. count.
You went to, what did you do?
Help him out
Kentucky
there,
next
Dan.
After that?
What is it?
What'd you do? Kentucky next, and that's where we actually premiered Nature's Voice new box called the Sidekick.
Yep. So went to Kentucky and we hunted one day, hunted 2 days, and me and Jared kind of slipped in tight on some turkeys, and he ended up killing one that first day, and then me and him went back, and I ended up climbing straight up a mountain. Jared decided he didn't want to go with me. We got out of the truck, and he looked at where I was going, and he looked at where he was going, and he said, "Yeah, you can." Like, he was supposed to go with me originally, but we were with our buddy Lathan, and he looked at where Lathan was going, and he was just like, "Yeah, Caleb, I'm going with Lathan today." And as soon as he said that, I knew I was going to kill one.
Oh, my
I was just
gosh.
like, it's going to happen now. Because that's how it always happens, right? Like, you hunt with a buddy, and you try and make it happen, and it just doesn't work out. And the second you just go out by yourself, just bang, kill one. I was like, of course. And I went and bumped a hen off a roost, and I hadn't even made it. I planned a 1.7 mile hike to the top of the mountain is what I had planned. And I made it like a quarter mile up, not even, and bumped a hen off a roost. And I kind of pumped my brakes, and I said, well, there's probably a reason why she's roosted so low, and there's probably a longbeard in here with her.
Yeah.
So I kind of just looped around and hung around in there till daylight, and then they started gobbling. And Jared was on the ridge, kind of paralleling me across the other side of the drainage. And there were 7 turkeys gobbling on my ridge, and there were none.
Wow.
There were none on Jared's. So I called in. I called in two. The one was real close to me. I called one in, kind of across another drain. Or I called two in. They flew the holler. Took up fighting with the one, and they kind of worked around the point. There was a bunch of hens right there. They took off fighting, and I got in real tight. And when I mean real tight, I mean I got within 40 yards of these turkeys without them knowing.
Dang.
Wow.
I was crawling. There was like a 70-foot bluff wall, like up against my back. Like it was like, I mean, it's steep coal country and, deep mines and, strip mines all over the place. And I remember crawling through the rocks, and there's boulders that are like 5, 6, 7 foot high. I'm just scratching in the leaves. And, I hear the two that had originally crossed and come up there, they gobbled, and they were back down below the road. And I was like, oh, well, he must have whipped those other turkeys. And I yelped a couple times, and he never gobbled. He just went, doo, doo. And I was like, oh, man. I was like, me and him are in the same bed. I mean, he's not. It's not like he's like in the next room over. Like there's some distance between us. Like he is right here. And man, I eased up over that rock and laid my gun down. He was at 17 yards, and I just let him come all the way around. And I'd heard him walking for a minute after he first started drumming, and he was just getting closer. And I was like, if I don't pop up over this rock, like I'm never gonna kill this turkey. Like my setup is awful.
Mm-hmm.
So I like eased up over that rock. He was at 17 yards and just kept coming. And he walked behind, a white oak. And whenever he went behind that white oak, come out the other side, he finally broke strut, and he was looking behind those rocks that I was on, looking for those hens, and I killed him at like 14 yards or something like that. So Kentucky was great. So it very well earned. The Bluegrass State was good to us. A lot of turkeys.
Yeah.
But man, like you want to talk about some nasty terrain to try and kill them in. It is absolutely disgusting. Super steep. At least where I was, right? It's not everywhere.
That's what I was going to ask you. What part of Kentucky was you in for that?
We were in eastern Kentucky.
Okay.
And I'm telling you what, I mean, coal fields, and like super, super steep, big mountains, which I'm kind of like right at home, in that, hunting here in West Virginia, especially southern West Virginia. Like it's really not all that different. But man, there's some spots in Kentucky, like you're hunting some of those places. You can absolutely find yourself over the mountain, like if you take a wrong step, like over a 70-foot bluff.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like so you got to be pretty mindful, And there's some rattlesnakes and stuff down there too, just like there is in southern West Virginia. But super rugged, and it was just really hard to really maneuver on those turkeys with no leaves on. Because if you can't go up and around them because of a bluff wall, then, you're kind of, just got to kind of play the waiting game until that turkey puts some dirt between you and him, and then you got to close that gap and get in his bubble and then try and call him back around, kind of like I done. So that one worked out, but a lot of times it doesn't. But, I mean, that's a chance you got to take sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
But, no, overall Kentucky was good. Really, really had a good time with it. I probably will definitely hunt Kentucky again next year, though. So
This your first time hunting Kentucky?
yeah. First time hunting Kentucky. It was pretty good. I hunted it a total of 3 days, and watched 2 turkeys die. So it was
Nice.
pretty good.
Awesome.
Waiting on you there, bub.
Why are you waiting on me for?
You're next.
Am I? You better
Yeah.
check your points.
Oh, I guess I was looking at West Virginia.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. No, we ain't hit on your point yet. I'll
So
go
let's
if you
talk
need me
about
to go
Ohio.
cover you. I thought you was taking a break. That's why I was kind of waiting.
Well, I was going to, but let's hit this Ohio one.
Yeah.
All right, hit the Ohio, then we can take our break and get our salute in.
Yeah. So Ohio, I only got to hunt it one day this year, just bouncing around from place to place. That morning, so I've actually got a little bit of private that I'm allowed to hunt in Ohio, and I'm not gonna say it's a little bit. It's a 250-acre cattle farm.
That's good
Dang.
size.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
For
mean,
here,
Yeah, that's-
around
that's-
this area.
yeah. So I mean, it's a pretty good piece of land. mainly fields. There's a little bit of timber, but I mean, ideally, you're waiting. You're hunting field turkeys is what it is.
Yeah.
Which I personally I love them, but I hate them because I love to see them, but sometimes I hate working them. But what I like about this place is all of the cattle fields are rolling, so you've got terrain between you and the turkeys.
Yeah.
To where you have to make them come up and look. So I really didn't mind it. That morning I heard 2 on the limb, and then one that I was really trying to kill. He was just off the property line. He kind of left and went with some hens right after fly down. I mean, that's a part of it. After that, I kind of just slow played him. I kind of just waited around there, eat me a honey bun, and then I said, well, I'll go check the other parts of the farm. Well, I walked probably 450 yards back out of this field. I'm pretty cautious about how I do it. And I kind of come up by this big red oak, and I crack loose on that box call, and one gobbles literally 80 to 90 yards from where I was just sitting. I was like, where did that
Nothing that upsets you.
Yeah, I was like, where'd that turkey come from? And he was on the other side of the hill, right? The other side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
But where it rolled, like, I don't know if the turkey ever gobbled. I just never heard him. I mean, my hearing's not very good. So he gobbled, cut me off. I checked him again. He gobbled again. I eased up and glassed him. And right there he was, just coming out in the corner of that field, just doing his thing. And I said, ooh, you're in a good spot for me to get close to you. So I just looped around, hit the fence line, come right up that fence line, got set up. I set the decoys. He cuts me off, and I'm like, textbook, here we go. So I drop back, and he's coming. He first time he gobbled, he was probably 90 yards, and I was like, man, he don't have far to come. And I could only see about 35 just because of the roll.
Right.
And he gobbles again. He's probably 75. He gobbled again. He was at like 60. I'm just, safety's off, camera's on, I'm filming, just waiting for it to go down. And then all of a sudden, it's just turkeys fighting, going crazy. And I'm like, what in the world? And, like, there's, like, 4 or 5 different gobbles at once. And I'm like, what is happening right now? Like, no idea. Like, this turkey was coming. And now, like, it's a mosh pit down there. And, like, I'm not going to peek up and look, but, like,
yeah.
So it's like,
As soon as you do that, they're there.
yeah. So it got quiet for a second. Well, I yelped and nothing gobbled. Well, I just pulled out a gobble tube, not like one of the shaker tubes, but one of the reed gobble tubes. And I gobbled twice. I double gobbled. And I just sat it down. And it wasn't 30 seconds and 3 red heads popped up at 30 yards on my right.
Wow.
And I was like, they're all Jakes. I knew it. Like, instantly, when I seen their heads, I was like, every one of those jokers are Jakes. And I kid you not, here come 8 Jakes up to my decoys. Just looking at it, just like, whatever. And they absolutely run off that Longbeard. They probably sent him plumb to West Virginia.
Man.
And, yeah, they hung around at like 15 steps. I just sit there and filmed them. And then finally they left and wasn't able to get on another one.
So Ohio was unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful. So, yeah, I got to hunt it one day. I was hoping to get back there at some point this season, but I just don't think that I'm going to have the time to do it. But, yeah, it was unsuccessful, unfortunately. But sometimes they got to win, too.
Yeah, that happens. Well, we'll take a break real quick, and then we'll come back with our salute to valor, and we'll talk about the West Virginia hunt you had.
Sounds like a plan.
This episode of On the Limb with Nature's Voice Game Calls is brought to you by Outdoor Pro Shop, LLC. Outdoor Pro Shop is a family-owned and operated firearms dealer and sporting goods retailer. They have pay-over-time options, a rewards program, and customer service satisfaction that is unmatched. They might not be the biggest, but they strive to be the best. Contact them today at 240-360-1298 or visit them on the web at www.outdoor-pro-shop.com. That's Outdoor Pro Shop, 240-360-1298. All right, guys, we're back. Got Caleb Currents here in the studio this evening. Got Dan on the call coming in. So, Caleb, actually, Dan, you do your thing.
All right. So tonight, our salute to valor this evening is going to go out to Gene Day. He was a sergeant in the United States Marine Corps from 1965 to 1969. He served overseas in Vietnam from June of 66 to December of 67. He was in the 3rd Marine Aircraft Wing in Quang Tri Province. He was awarded a Purple Heart, Bronze Star with 34 stars, I'm guessing. Wow, that's really impressive. He National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnamese Service Medal, Vietnam Campaign Medal with 60 stars, a Combat Air Crewman Insignia with 3 stars, a Good Conduct Medal, Navy Accommodation Medal, and a National Defense Medal. So he must have seen a lot of action if to receive those extra stars on his awards, medals, is fairly impressive.
Well, I don't really know how the Marines do their awards, but
right, I don't either.
But I can tell you one thing: they don't just hand Purple Hearts out to anyone.
No, they do not.
I'm just saying, my man.
Stars. I mean, reality. I mean, Bronze Stars.
Yeah, that's a big. I mean, those are big deals. I mean, those are super prestigious awards. So I would venture to say you're correct on that assumption. I mean, yeah, my man.
Yeah, I would say he'd probably seen some bullets flinging his way quite a few times.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we appreciate your service, Gene, and we thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Gene. God bless you, sir.
Now you can roll on to where you need to be, Mike. Oh, no, I guess that'd be me.
Oh, really?
Oh, man.
You got me all flustered now.
Gotcha. Got him.
Oh, hell
It's like the Three Stooges on a podcast.
It is, yeah.
That's why people tune in, because they don't know what's coming next.
Three Stooges on the limb.
Neither do we.
Yeah, neither do we.
we don't know what's coming next in reality. So we'll hit a little bit on your West Virginia hunting. I know we still have a couple, like we was talking earlier, we still got about a week and a half left in our season back home. So how have you fared so far in West Virginia?
So my first hunt in West Virginia was a youth hunt. Took a boy that I was actually working a pro staff event here for our local Cabela's, Charleston, here in Charleston. I was working at pro staff event, and it was also doing some stuff there with Mossy Oak, and met this little boy. I'm not gonna say little, but he's
younger kid.
Yeah, younger kid. He's probably I think Eli's 15.
Yeah.
He comes up to me and he's like,
"Good kid."
Oh, great kid. He's like, "Excuse me, sir. I just wanted to ask you." He was like, "What is your favorite locator call?" And he had like an owl call and he had a box call. And I said, "Well, buddy," I said, "I wouldn't buy the owl call. I would buy a box." I said, "Because that's typically what I strike most of my turkeys with." I said, "If it's early in the morning," I said, "I just hoot with my mouth." And he was like, just kind of looked at me. I was like, "Owl hoot." And he was like, "How do you owl hoot with your mouth?"
Give us a shot there, Caleb.
And he gets them every time.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
It works 100% of the time, 60% of the time. So, yeah. So I kind of showed him how to hoot, and he was pretty bashful. But I was talking with his dad, Adam, great guy, great family, very well mannered. And me and his dad were talking. He's like, "Yeah, he's been wanting to kill a turkey, and I don't really turkey hunt and whatnot." And he said, they eat up all my grass seed and stuff. I hate the things. He said, but I don't know anything about it. Don't really care to learn. He said, turkey hunting's not my thing. He said, ask me about a deer, and that's me. And he was like, but
yeah.
And I asked Eli. I said, well, what are you doing tomorrow? And he said, well, I'm gonna try and kill a turkey. And I said, who are you going with? And he was like, myself. I said, you want me to come up and yelp one in for you and you kill him? And he just looked at me like puzzled. He was like,
really?
I was like, yeah. I was like, absolutely, buddy. I said, and he said, you'd come up to take me? And I was like, yeah. I was like, and talked there with him for a little bit. And his dad was okay with it. And he was like, yeah, I mean, come on. And he said, if Eli, if you want him to take you, he'll take you. And Eli said, yes, mister, I would really appreciate it if you'd take me hunting. And I said, brother,
I'm there.
Count me in.
Count me in, yep.
So
That's what I mean. And that's the awesome thing. That's what it's about. You're helping the younger generation get into that spirit and want to do it more and more.
Yeah, and like I said, their entire family, very, very well mannered, great people. So I give Eli my number right there, and I said, shoot me a text, and I said, shoot me your address, and I'll tell you what time we're gonna meet. He said, okay, and he did. And my buddy Lucas tagged along to film, and that way I could just focus on calling and making sure Eli was set, in the right spot, that kind of stuff. We went up to the first spot and didn't hear anything. And we kind of bounced around from spot to spot, and we hunted till about 10 o'clock and hadn't heard a gobble. And you could tell it was getting in its head. And it's very, very easy to do it.
Yeah.
Especially when you're getting a bunch of trail camera pictures up turkeys.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was. And I was like, man, I said, all it takes is one. And I said, we've covered every inch of this land except for this back corner. I said, let's go up in there. And he was like, all right. So Eli gets in this, we get in the side by side and we ride around there and we go up this hill. Lucas is terrified to death because it's more than a 20-degree incline. We go up to the top of this hill. He turns that buggy off, and we just give it there a few minutes, put our vests and stuff on. And I walk probably 20 steps, and I take that there box call, and I go, quack, quack, yak, 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 yak. And he gobbled. And Lucas instantly, we were on the edge of a power line, and we were in like some thick brush, kind of on the edge of a select cut. Mm-hmm. And as soon as that turkey gobbled, Lucas was just like, we got to go, and just started walking. And mind you, there's nothing but air between us and this turkey. This turkey gobbled like 350 yards away around like the bend, like around the bowl.
Yeah.
But there's nothing but air between us. So Lucas just goes to waltz out right in the middle of this power line. I grab him by his collar and yank him back, and I said, what are you doing? He said, going to that turkey. And I said, not that way, you're not. I said, there ain't nothing but air between us, fool.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, all right, we're going to take a quick huddle. We dropped to our knees. I said, everyone put on your face masks and your gloves. I said, look, this is what we're going to do. And I showed him. I said, we're going to wrap around. I said, we're going to get on the backside of this point. We're going to keep a little bit of dirt between us and this turkey, and we're going to slide right up there close to where he just gobbled. Yeah. I'm going to hit him with a few yelps, and we're going to kill him. And they were like, all right. So I let us round through there, and we're literally like on the property line. We ended up not being able to take the full way that I wanted to go. I wanted to be about 20, 30 yards to the left, but we couldn't just due to it being posted to someone else's property. So I was like, all right, well, I was like, we've just got to kind of hug this side of that. So we hugged the property line, got down through there, and we got up there about where I thought that turkey was, and I said, be ready. I said, have a tree picked out. I said, because he's liable to gobble right here. Mm-hmm. And I cut loose on that box call again, and they gobbled, and they had went probably 250, 300 yards down the ridge, well onto the property that we were allowed to hunt.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, game on. And so I said, wait here just a second. So I waited probably 20 seconds, hit them again, and they gobbled, and they were at 200 yards. And I was like, boys, they're coming. Find a tree. I said, Eli, you get right here.
Yeah.
So, like, he gets right there behind me, and I'm like, yeah, and it's wide open, and I'm thinking they're going to come down this big, wide-open tram road. You can see 200 or probably 100 yards down. Mm-hmm. I was like, I got to set these decoys down on this tram road in case they circle. So I set those decoys down on that tram road, and I go to check them on my way back to my tree, and I yelp, and they gobble. And when they gobble, they pop up over the hill at 30 yards.
Oh, my gosh.
And I'm like, oh. I'm just standing there in the middle of the tram road with turkey decoys around me. And I'm just like, oh. And so instantly when I see that, I just start cutting like crazy. And when they gobble, their head goes like back under the hill. When they gobbled, buddy, I hit the dirt. I'm one with the woods at this point. I'm just as small as I could get. I'm just watching these turkeys, and they had circled up high. I dropped down in that tram road, one, so they could see the decoys if they circled, but also to get them to crest over this ridge.
Yeah.
So that way they'd come right down Eli's gun barrel. Well, they ended up coming at about if he's facing noon, they come to about his 9 o'clock. So Eli kind of had to swing a little bit. But fortunately, Lucas was there kind of coaching him up. Was like, swing your gun, wait, you know. And I just kept them gobbling. They're at 30 yards, and there's 3 Longbeards losing their minds. And
Wow.
I can see the tops of the fan of the one, and I said, I was sitting there, I was like, please shoot him, please shoot him, please shoot him. And buddy, old Eli, he used my 870. That gun cracked, and that bird just dropped. Yeah, and
Nice.
I jumped up there, and we went and picked that turkey up by his neck. And Eli, I was like, "What do you think?" And he was just like, "That's way better than deer hunting." Like his emotion, like it was still processing. It happened so fast. We struck the turkeys at 10:40, and by 10:53 we were holding it
Man,
fast.
Wow.
that's nice.
Yeah. And I was like, buddy, I said, they don't always do it like that. I said,
No.
but that's why we do it.
Yeah.
And so that was a super, super memorable hunt. And, you know, taking pictures with him and doing the interview, you know, he was super nervous doing the interview and stuff. But, man, he was just, you
That's
couldn't
awesome.
have wiped that smile off
No,
his
and that's
face,
a
man.
lasting memory that'll stick with him forever.
It was so great.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do. We continue the hunting heritage, and that's how we do
Yep.
it.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Hell, I still get that smile on my face when I kill one.
Buddy, I'm telling you, I was like a kid in the candy store when we were in Wyoming. I didn't
Oh,
care whether
my
I was
Lord.
behind the gun or not.
Yeah.
I was sitting there behind Dan, and I was like, oh, my God. I was just as excited,
Yeah.
you know?
That's a cool thing about
Heart
that.
just starts a pumping.
Yep.
I mean, I can't believe that you couldn't hear our chest beating with those mics on.
Yeah.
Yeah, on with those mics. I'm sure you probably could if you really listened.
Yeah. Oh,
But,
gosh.
man, it was a rush.
It always is, man. That's
Yep.
just one thing that, you know, like I said before, I've not been the biggest turkey hunter. You know, while my brother was alive, he was the big turkey hunter. He lived and breathed it. That's why we have the calls that we have today, is because of the time that he spent in the woods testing those.
Yeah.
Well, he spent
And
the time, that's for sure.
He spent the time. And, you know, I was always just a big deer hunter. I've always
Yeah.
been a big deer hunter. We went
Yeah.
we went to deer camp, Pocahontas County. Now, we went up there and turkey hunted too, but I just didn't get into it as much. You know, I guess I just wasn't a part of, you know, I went on a lot of hunts with Tim, but they wasn't really as exciting, you know, because I would always sit further away.
Mm-hmm.
We have one video posted on YouTube called Turkey Hunter's Nightmare. And we were at Poker River Hunting Fishing Club, actually.
Oh,
Nice.
And I'm sitting probably about 25 yards away from Tim. You know, we're parallel towards each other. And he was calling and calling. I was videotaping. I was filming. And he was calling like crazy. And he was getting excited, you know, sighted hen yelps and all this stuff. And he had one coming up the hill. And I mean, it was just right over the crest of that hill. I could tell that he was on his way up. Well, there were some deer coming in with him. So a doe makes it up the hill first. And the doe seen me with the camera. And blew.
Oh,
And the hunt was over.
that sounds about like a doe.
Yep. And usually that's the way it is when you're turkey hunting like that and deer comes in. And if deer gets a word or wind of you're there, you know, smell or they see you,
They'll ruin it fast.
It's done. They ruin it.
If I see a deer in the turkey woods, I run at it to where it freaks out and doesn't have time to blow. It's just like, oh, it's coming after me.
Yeah.
Because I'd rather it just break down every piece of timber than to blow and just stand there and just be annoying.
Because they know that.
Yeah, it's
they
like-
know what that means.
Yeah, it's like, just get the hell out of here so I
Yeah.
can kill a turkey. You know? It's like, get out of my way.
Just leave me alone.
yeah, I'm not hunting for you, but I'll come back. I'll
Yep.
come back in the fall.
So, moving on to the infamous Washington. You've been there twice. 3 times. Okay.
3 times. Wow.
3 times to Washington. And from what we've heard and, you know, the talks that we've had, that's probably one of the best states to hunt in the U.S.
There's a lot of turkeys.
A lot of turkeys.
A lot of turkeys. I will say, I seen it a little bit last year. The first year I went out there was like nobody, but I seen a little bit last year. There were some turkey hunters, but this year there's a lot of turkey hunters. a lot of people are catching on to it.
They're getting word.
Yeah, they're getting word, and they want in on the killing. We ran into a lot of pressure.
I've noticed that too, just watching Instagram and stuff like that. People, all kinds of people talking about we're doing the Washington this year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think whenever I know when I went, there was like 2 guys headed out there. We were on the same plane. And then I know when Jared and the rest of the boys met me out there, because I went 2 days earlier.
Yeah.
They had like 4 different groups of boys on that plane that were all going to Washington and Idaho to chase turkeys.
Wow.
Yeah. They were all dressed in mossy oak. And I guess there was a flight attendant on the plane. I was like, are we all together? And they were like, no, but we're all going to kill turkeys. And somehow they all were like seated in the same spot.
That's funny.
Yeah. Just down in Jack and Cokes and just ready to kill.
Ready to
Just
kill.
getting primed.
That's funny.
But yeah, Washington was good. I went out 2 days early. Me and my buddy JP, who lives out there, met up with him. He actually picked me up from the airport. Me and him each killed that first morning. I yelped one in for him right out of the gate. I yelped in like 11 jakes and a longbeard. He killed the longbeard. And then 45 minutes later, an hour later, I struck one, called it in, and killed it. The next day, we doubled. We called in 3, and we doubled there. I wanted to save a tag for when Jared and the rest of the guys got there. And when they got there, we got them set up, picked up from the airport. First day, me, Jared, and Garrett went in way deep on a piece of public and on a clear cut that was like 5 miles back. That I had seen I'd been in one time, and I glassed 8 different longbeards in that cut the year before.
Dang.
And I was like, I told him, I said, I know exactly where we're going. And like, we got up there at daylight, and I said, I don't want to walk by turkeys to get to turkeys, but they should be in the next big drainage. I said, but we'll hoot right here. We hooted, and we never heard anything. We got up above that drainage, and I hit him with a screech owl, and it blew up. And Jared just looked at me and was like, cowabunga, dude. And over the mountain we went. We went in there, and we went in there, and I worked one, and he kind of dropped off a hill. While me and Jared covered some ground on him. I yelped up a hen. He had actually split off that hen and just left her. Had this hen at like 6 steps for like 15 minutes just yelping right in front of me. It was great footage, and then I accidentally deleted it. So there's
oh no.
Oh man.
Yeah, I just was running out of room on the card, and I was just trying to delete some of the like the BS stuff that we weren't going to use, and I deleted that, and I was like, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
So, long story short, laid in there. Garrett went around to the other side of that drain, and that way we got people on both sides because the terrain's so steep and that country's so big. It's like 3 miles to go around, or you can do like 1,000 yards straight down, straight up. So Garrett got on the other side, so in case we seen a turkey, we could drop Garrett a pin, and Garrett could hunt it, and vice versa. Well,
little brother.
Yep, little big brother.
Little big bro.
Yeah. And, so me and Jared had this bird working, and Garrett said, hey, bub, I think I'm going to go to that other side now. And I said, all right, well, be safe. I said, watch out for moose. And I said, there's a lot of moose in this area. I said, try not to find out. You know what I'm saying? Don't mess around and find out. If you see one, just give it its space. He was like, okay.
So is moose bigger there than elk? Sorry, I didn't.
Or like bigger in size?
No, I mean like more populated.
Oh,
Quantity?
No, I don't think so, no.
No?
No.
I didn't even really know that they had moose out there.
Yeah.
That far.
Yep. They definitely got some moose because Garrett found 2 sheds as he was walking around through.
Did he really?
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
this story gets great.
Oh gosh.
So, me and Jared are still on this one turkey. It takes me an hour and a half to get this turkey into gun range. And this turkey pops up at like 12 yards and like circles up kind of behind us in this cut. And I remember the turkey gobbled, and like Jared like has to spin like this. And I hear it putt, and I'm like, oh, just stand up and shoot the joker. At this point, right? And like, I'm tired of crawling around this clear cut for his turkey. His gun cracks, and the turkey flies off. And I'm like, Jared's beating himself up over it, and I'm not mad at Jared, but I'm just like upset. Like typically, if you miss one, like I used to get real bent out of shape. Now I'm just like I mean, it happens, man. Like sometimes it is what it is. But like that one, I was like, man, we worked real hard for that one just to watch him fly across the holler.
Yeah.
And so me and Jared were kind of laying there, and we were taking layers off because it had gotten hot. And we got up underneath the shady pine tree. And about 10 minutes goes by, and I pick up that box call, and I crack loose on it, and one gobbles. We're like, all right. So we put our stuff back on. We go around through there, and we strike like 2 together, and we're like, oh, sweet. So we drop real low into the creek bottom, and they're right across this creek. And, like, anytime I make a noise, these turkeys are double, triple gobbling. And there's at least 4 of them. We're like, oh, man. So we go to cross that creek and get along on their side. Well, when we do that, like, these turkeys, like, were just leaving. Like, they were just going straight up the mountain as hard as they could go, gobbling at us every time. But they were just leaving. I don't know if they somehow seen us or, you know, maybe we broke a loud stick as we were trying to cross that creek. I mean, I put 200 and some yards in between us, but I was like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, we forgot about little big brother on the other side because we're now at the bottom of his side. We forgot about little big brother. Those turkeys get up there, and me and Jared, like, by the time me and Jared figure out really where they are, like, those turkeys are plumb at the top of the mountain. And I said, we ain't chasing them turkeys. I said, I'm done with those ones. And I sat down, defeated. And I was like, man, like, we have gotten played. And then I hear, boom. And I'm like, no way Garrett circled them turkeys and killed them. Boom. Another shot. Boom. Another shot.
Goodness gracious.
And I'm like, there is no way that he killed 2 turkeys. And I said, and typically, like, you always hear, like, emergency, you shoot 3 times.
Yeah.
Well, in Washington, you got to hunt with a plug gun.
Okay.
And I was like, if this kid is hurt, then, like I'm kind of freaking out about it. Like he very well may be hurt. But if he just went up there and missed 3 turkeys and he's not hurt, and I walk up this entire mountain because I think he's hurt and he in turn missed turkeys,
Yeah.
he will be hurt. We get up there. Jared went up there and met him. And this kid's got 2 long beards and 2 moose sheds laying at his feet.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
And he's
Lord.
like, yeah, I found these moose sheds and I was walking the tram road around. And he said, and then them turkeys started gobbling. And he said, they just started coming up a hill to me. So I just got my gun ready, give them a few yelps, and they stuck their heads up. And he said, I just emptied the gun.
Done.
Because you could tag out in Washington in one day.
Oh,
So
my
that's what I
gosh.
was going to ask. You can kill 3 birds in Washington?
Well, if you're in the right county, you can kill 3.
Okay.
Everywhere else in the state's 2.
Okay.
But we were in the right county, but Garrett had killed 2, so he was perfectly legal. I go the rest of the day, call in another turkey for Jared. Misses it. Bruised egos. That night, Jared accidentally lights his boots on fire, trying to dry him out. He catches his pants on fire.
Oh, my Lord.
This is a terrible
He
trip.
had a bad trip.
This is a terrible trip for Jared. And Brian and Josh had been in Turkey, just hadn't got the deal done yet. And then me and Jared, we find some birds. We got permission to hunt this private. We find some birds that roosted right above his field, and we've had permission to hunt this private before. We know that it's good. We know what the turkeys are going to do. They're roosted right above it.
Yeah.
We get in super tight. Turkeys fly down. Longbeards come out at like 15 steps from us. They see something they didn't like. They go to leave. Jared can't swing because he's got a jack pine right there. So they're getting away. He leans back, tells me to kill one. I feel my last tag, feel terrible. And then finally I told Jared, I said, we're going to go to this piece of public. And I said, we're going to walk until we kill. So we did, and we got this piece of public. And I told him, I said, dude, I've killed a lot of turkeys out of this clear cut. I said, it is a clear cut for miles. I said, you just gotta keep walking to see where they are. So we were 5.5 miles in, and we're on top of this mountain, and a thunderstorm's coming in. Now, it's like the calm before the storm. It hadn't started thundering yet. Like, you could hear it out in the distance, but, like, not close. I pick up that box call, and I crack loose on that thing, and the entire top of the mountain across from us lights up with turkeys.
No kidding.
I mean, and then they're gobbling back and forth at each other. It was like someone just dropped a stick of dynamite in a barrel of fish. I was like, oh, man. Well, then it kind of starts thundering, and every crack of thunder, and I'm like, oh, man. I was like, I got one bottle of water, half a can of Zins, and a dream. And Jared looked at me, and I looked at him, and he was like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? I was like, I believe so. And he was like, cowabunga. Over the mountain we go. That's kind of our thing. Before we drop a lot of elevation, we know it's about to suck, we say cowabunga. So over the mountain we go. We go up the other side, get in there with one, pull him off of a hen, get him locked up into a strut zone, and Jared kills it, finally. It's like day 4. And we're like, oh, thank goodness. Like me, I'm like, whew, pressure's off, finally. You know, he got the misses out of the way. Like, he's good to go. Well, turns out we were in that right county that you can kill more turkeys. So Jared's like, let's sit down, let's enjoy him, let's smoke a cigar, or you can smoke a cigar. He was like, I'm not going to smoke a cigar. He was like, but if you want to smoke a cigar, he said, well, let's just enjoy his turkey.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, there's a mountain above us full of turkeys that are actively trying to die right now. Let's go kill more. And he was like, okay. So I was like, you can kill more. I was like, you can kill more in one day here. And he was like, okay. So we tear off up a mountain. We go 1/4 mile. I pick up that box call. See a trend here?
Yeah, that's where I got a call, wasn't it? Or was it in Idaho?
Huh?
I got a call and you was like,
no, that one was the last one in Idaho.
Okay.
That call probably struck 25 turkeys this year.
Already.
Yeah. And so I crack loose on that box call, and 2 gobble way up at the top of the mountain. I mean, up there. So me and Jared take off straight up this mountain, and it is so, so steep, which it is what it is. Like, we're just taking our time, right? And it starts raining on us. And I had a pin on about where I thought those turkeys were. And we kind of top out, and there's like an intersection of them tram roads where they can kind of come around the face of that point. And I told Jared, I said, right here, I said, they're close. I said, we need to just hang tight. And no sooner than I said that, they gobbled. They were 50 yards away. And I was like, oh, we're amongst them. So we just kind of hunkered down there. Well, the rain picks up. And I've got my big camera. I'm filming. And then it starts hailing.
Oh, God.
We got no rain gear. Right? I've got one used gallon sandwich bag that I cover up my $2,500 camera setup with. And I'm hugging a jack pine that's like this tall. And I'm just like up on top, 3,500 foot up on top of this mountain in the middle of a hailstorm in Washington State. We're 7 miles deep at this point. Well, it passes after about 5 minutes. And Jared had went ahead and got set at the tree I told him to before I even made a sound. That's a big key right here. He was set. I started calling, and they just blew up. I mean, they just literally got hailed on and rained on, and they just blew up as soon as I started yelping to them. Well, I left my big camera there, and I had my DJI because I was like, well, it's waterproof. So I'm up there, and I'm like on my knees poking out behind this jack pine, and I'm watching, like, I can hear these turkeys, and I just can't see them. Like, they're within 40 yards.
Yeah.
I just can't see them. Well, finally, a longbeard gobbles up above us, above the clear cut in the big timber. Well, when he does that, I got real excited and answered him. When I answered the other Tom, those 2 cut me off, and that's what broke them. And they come off of 2 hens and popped up into that road. The one stayed just below the berm of the road, but the one popped up, come right down to us. Jared killed it. it went to flopping. The third turkey jumped up, so the other tom jumped up, and I just started fighting purring, and he flexed and started like posturing up on the other tom that we just shot.
Yeah.
And I said, "Send another, brother. He can get it too." He tagged out. He tagged out in less than an hour.
Oh my!
He went 4 days and couldn't kill, and we got so far in on public and got into such a pile of turkeys. Within an hour, we killed 3.
Dang!
You talk about a long and a heavy walkout.
Oh, I guarantee it.
But we made it. We made it out in time, and we went to Idaho, or we went to Post Falls, Idaho, to buy our tags. Went to that Cabela's down there. 10 minutes before they closed, we bought our Idaho license. We never told any of the guys at camp that we just killed 3 turkeys. Brian and Josh had killed 1 apiece that day and were talking smack to us. So me and Jared was like, well, we got something for them. And we rolled into camp. We showed them 3 turkeys, and they were like, what have you been doing? And we joked around there and told them the story. And, you know, had a good time and went into Idaho. Me, Garrett, and Jared went into Idaho that next day, and we all killed a turkey that morning. Garrett killed pretty much the same time I killed. Jared missed one that morning. Just bird was moving through brush. Jared's about half blind as it is. He'll tell you that too. That's not me talking smack.
Yeah.
But we ended up going back that evening, and I yelped one up with that box call. We're sitting there picking morel mushrooms. We found a pile of morels. We're sitting there picking mushrooms. Well, I get 2 of them fired up with that box call. One's on this side, one's on that side. We didn't know which one to go to, so I said, well, let's just sit right here and just let them figure it out. And so we just sat there, and this one in particular just keeps hammering, just on us, like losing his mind. And I reckon, I looked at Jared and said, I reckon we ought to go kill that one. So we just walked right up a drain, and where he was gobbling, I checked Onyx, he was standing in the road, in this tram road, below this cut. And I said, we slip around this curve from him. I said, we'll call him right around the bend and you'll kill him. And sure enough, man, we did. We were sitting right there, and turkey come right around, and I was just underneath of a pine tree. I filmed that one on my phone.
Nice.
Wow.
And yeah, we killed him. So all 3 of us filled our tags in Idaho.
I was trying to get Dan's out there in Wyoming, but man, them birds came in so fast.
They come in unpredictably.
They
like,
did.
It was insane.
So did you notice out there, Caleb, like you've been out there 3 times in the West, those birds are like, they act totally different than Easterns.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so if you don't catch them in the right mood, they can be some of the most difficult turkeys to hunt, in my opinion. They can be. I personally don't think they're that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I already like to get really, really close to them before I sit down.
Yeah.
It's just a habit. You know, the more stuff between me and him, the less of a chance I feel like I'm gonna get him killed.
Yeah.
That's not always the case because I've had them fly creeks, rivers, roads, all at the same time out there.
Oh yeah.
If they're in the right mood, but they very well can be. If you catch one in the right mood, he's willing to do a lot of things an Eastern won't. If you catch one in the wrong mood, he's not willing to do some of the things an Eastern would.
Them ones in Wyoming, they was in a good mood, wasn't they, Dan?
Yeah, they was.
Because it was almost like, you know, you deer hunting and they're in rut and they don't care what you're doing. You know?
Yeah.
And these turkeys come in.
Love struck.
And they were love struck, son. I mean, like, they did. Dan moved around and he changed positions. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen here, you know? I mean, it was nuts.
Yeah. I was moving slow as can be, but still, that was a lot of movement from what we had to do.
You can't do that here with an Eastern bird.
No. Oh God, they'd be gone.
No.
They'd be gone 5 minutes before you even moved.
Yep. Yep, for sure. Well, Caleb, we appreciate you telling us about your experiences this year in your Turkey Tour 2025. I mean, you've had them good ones.
Are you working on chasing the 49 now? Is that kind of your next goal?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
the issue I run into with chasing 49 is, man, I say that I hate hunting Florida and I hate hunting, some of these other states I may not like as much with might be harder hunting and stuff, but I do love it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like I hate it, but man, I love the grind.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I definitely do want to chase 49. I guess it kind of depends on what me and Sky kind of have planned, with the baby on the way.
Sure.
He'll be
Well,
young.
Let me know about Hawaii.
Now, Hawaii, yes, is going to happen. Mexico, I'm probably going to go to Mexico at some point next year.
What are you going to be after? Just the oscillated or oscillated and the Gould?
I'm going to kill them both. One
I'm-
trip, two birds,
Let
one
me
stone.
know. I might be interested.
Yeah.
I want a Gould.
You may as
So
well
bad.
do both of them while you're there. I mean, gosh.
It'd be cheaper to do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got to plan for it and do it.
Yeah. So,
All right, we'll get together. We'll figure something out because I'm in on that. I want a Gould's bad.
yeah. So, alrighty, boys.
Yep. Thank you, buddy. We sure appreciate you telling us about that. So, we
Yeah,
look
it was
forward.
a heck of a season for sure for you,
Yes,
man. That
it
was
was.
awesome.
I still got a week and a half, baby.
There you go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening this evening. Thanks for watching us on our live. And be sure to check us out on Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Yep. You guys don't forget to check out naturesvoicegamecalls.com and use podcast 15 at checkout for 15% off your order. And I still believe we have another code on the site if you go there and look.
Oh, it's there. I done posted
It's
a link
there.
to it.
All right. So
In the comments
You-
for this episode tonight on Facebook, you'll find a comment there.
there you go. So you can get more than 15% off right now. That's going to go away soon. So
Yep.
you better jump on that.
And those of you out there that have orders, we're getting them filled as we can. We're getting caught up where we come back from Wyoming there. We were out for, 5 days there? So,
Yeah. And we got a lot of orders while we was out there.
yeah,
We
it's
was looking at them.
it's tough. I keep up as best I can, but that's why normally I don't hunt that much during turkey season
Yeah.
because of that. But this year I did take a little more time and do it, and I still haven't been hunting here in West Virginia. So, I'd like to get a bird down here in West Virginia, but
Well,
we'll see.
maybe Caleb will take you as a charity case.
Yeah, we'll have to get everybody's. I'm almost caught up. I think I'll be caught up in the next couple of days, so
Yeah.
hopefully we can get her done before the end of the season.
Got a week and a half, baby.
Got a week and a half,
Week
baby. All right, guys. Thank you all. We sure appreciate it. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, thank you guys. It was an enjoyable night.
Yep. Y'all have a good one. Thanks. Brought to you by Stick Tamer Bow Silencers. Are you a traditional archery hunter or shooter? Stick Tamer was specifically designed for the recurve shooter. Made of a hybrid foam rubber material, Stick Tamer is designed to deaden string slap and limb vibration. Stick Tamer reduces limb and string noise, water resistant, and lasts shot after shot. Made in the USA from a hybrid foam rubber for durability. To purchase Stick Tamer and for more information, visit threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com. Stick Tamer bow silencers are available exclusively at threeriversarchery.com and blackwidowbows.com.